Two topics. Two topics that have made my videos, I wouldn't say blow up, but have been the highest performing videos in my entire library, which is Candace Owens related, and then the Sean Ryan Kanakuk situation, because I went to Kanakuk and Sean Ryan had a lady on talking about Kanakuk. Now, full disclosure, I appreciate Sean Ryan. I think what he does is amazing. I think that he is a good faith actor in what he does and how he conducts himself. I am so reluctant to say anything negative about Sean Ryan because I don't believe that his heart is in the wrong place. I truly don't believe that. Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, on the other hand, I think are despicable people. I truly do. I think they know the truth and they choose not to portray it. They choose to lie. Candace specifically, what she has done to Erica Kirk and that family. Now, I don't know if I would have had Erica be the face of an organization that early on. I think it did so much harm. I think there should have been an interim period for her to heal and grow, maybe where she was in the background of things. I think it's done more harm for their image and put them under, unnecessary stress. But Candace Owens goes on Sean Ryan, and I don't even know at this point if it's public. I haven't seen the entire interview. I've watched multiple clips, tried to get context because I don't like to put things out of context. I like to get the context of what I'm doing because I don't like to misrepresent people. But I will just say I was very disappointed because I do believe in free speech. I do believe that people have a right to speak. And so I'm not so disappointed that Sean Ryan had her on as much as I'm disappointed that he just went along with her and allowed her, from what I can tell, to go with zero pushback. They're talking about the word goy, which in Greek does mean nation. They're saying it doesn't mean nation, or it does mean nation. I don't know. There's so many things. There was a few things that I saw that I'm just like, man, I can't listen to the woman speak. She's very hard to, and this has been going on since before the Charlie thing. I always said, how would if I disagreed with Candace on anything, how would she treat me? And she doesn't treat people well that disagree with her. She's very insufferable. She's not a good faith actor. And the amount of lies that she's put out, which is crazy because we are now seeing it on full display in this hearing, these preliminary hearings that are going on with Tyler Robinson. I mean, she's saying on Sean Ryan that she doesn't even think he was there. And then there's hours of evidence of video evidence that he's there, and she's like, well, he doesn't look 6 foot. This guy's 5'11". And it's like, what are you talking about? There's literally a woman on the same stair that's just as tall as him. Is this random girl walking down? It doesn't even make sense. It's like the goalpost changes every time. People that follow Candace are really having to do mental gymnastics. And my wife and I have lost friends that have just been completely, I guess, inundated and grown into this cult that is the Candace Owens following. It is very sad. It is hard to watch. And there's some scripture I want to point to that's going to kind of discuss or encapsulate this whole deal. But all that being said, it's unfortunate that she was able, from what I could tell by the clips that I saw, able to go on Sean Ryan without any kind of pushback. Sean is, not really, I guess he's believing what she's saying. I don't know. It's interesting because, Candace convinces you that she's right, but when you look back, it's like the Gavin Newsom interview. It's like he convinces you that he's right and that what he's saying is genuine and fruitful, but then you're like, wait, but what did you say? Like, what you gave I asked a different question than the one that you answered. Like, what did you say? And I'll give you a great example. One of the things that they're pushing out is that Charlie Kirk's security guard and Frank Turek lied about the CPR. Frank said that he did CPR. Charlie Kirk, I think his name is Brian. Charlie Kirk's security guard said they didn't. And this was like a big point of contention, even on the Sean Ryan show, that Candace, which there's so many lies, man. It's the maroon shirts, it's the Egyptian planes, it's the, the French government, the Israeli government. The French government is trying to kill Candace Owens, the bees, the dreams. It's constant. I mean, go to Milk Bar TV and they do a whole compilation of just her lies after lies after lies after lies. And so they get on this topic of the CPR. And Frank says he did CPR. Brian says that there was no CPR administered. Frank later went on his podcast and said, listen, we were trying to stop the bleeding. When there's, bleeding coming from the neck, CPR doesn't help. But, he was already gone. But when we got to the hospital, like as we were pulling in, I decided, maybe I should start CPR. And so he starts it. It's very conceivable to think that Brian did not see that or didn't recall it or didn't remember it. When you have traumatic situations, other people grasp different things. It's just like in the Gospels, where you have different things highlighted, like how many angels were at the tomb or how many women went to the tomb, or there's a really good one where Jesus is hit and spat and they say, prophesy who hit you. But then in another gospel, it says that he was blindfolded. And so you start to piece it together that like, oh my gosh, these are two different accounts that are telling more of a story. And this is what police understand. Like when they're questioning people, if they have, the last thing you want to do if you have multiple people that committed a crime is say, you tell them exactly what I tell them. That's not a good thing because it means that there's cooperation. That's why when a crime does happen, they separate the witnesses because they don't want them cooperating about what happened, because then they'll miss out on key details that maybe this person got that seem insignificant. Okay, I'll give you a great example in my own life. All right, I was driving for Uber. I was on Skid Row in Las Vegas, and I had a passenger, and there was two guys that were getting in a fist fight. Her and I both saw the fist fight. The one guy ran away, and then he came back. The guy that beat him up, that he came back to, pulled a knife. I go try to drive in between them. Next thing I know, the guy with the knife is shot on the side of my car. I don't know if I've ever publicly told this story. So I drive off, I call the police. The guy that shot him was just as close as my light is to me. He was right in front of my car, in front of the hood. I had to hit my brakes because he shot him over the car. Now there's a little bit of blurriness in that whole exchange because I don't, like in my memory bank, I don't actually remember how that guy got from one end of the car to the next that got shot. And my passenger didn't see the knife. Now I said there was a knife. She didn't in the police report, as far as I know. Does that mean that we're lying? Does that mean there wasn't a knife? Does that mean there was a knife? No, none of those things. It just means that she didn't see it and I did. There's pieces of it that she could have recalled that I didn't recall. Like the guy that did it had green underwear on because he had baggy pants and you could see his underwear. That's a little detail that I caught that I don't believe she did. I even asked her, like, hey, did you see the green underwear? She's like, no. So these are little details, right, that make a big difference when it comes to a case. Well, this is what's happening, I believe, with the CPR thing. But again, it's semantics. So Candace Owens has kind of been caught with her pants down because everything she said has been a lie. And the question, I think, only is, does she believe it and she's crazy, or does she know it's false? I mean, she's saying that Tyler Robinson wasn't even there. Like, guys, this is crazy. Proverbs 18:17, this is the scripture I was talking about. The first to state his case seems right until another comes and cross-examines him. I don't know what her motives are. I don't know. I think Sean Ryan needs to do a little bit more research and intelligibly, when he's going to have these guests on, like, understanding that they're not all good faith actors and they may seem legitimate and they may seem convinced, but when you look at the tape, when you look at the record, it shows a completely different story of just lack of trust. So I don't know. Those are some of my thoughts. It's interesting, you know, where is all this evidence? Why has Candace not given it to the defense? Like all this evidence that she has compiled, and since September she's been so close, so close, so close. Like if she has evidence that is compelling in court, why would she not give it to the defense? The defense is legally obligated to protect their client, like to give the best evidence for his innocence. If she has it, why is she not? Has she submitted it? I would be encouraged to know that she has submitted it and said, hey, listen, I've submitted these records to the court. I doubt that she has, because again, what she is doing is completely for clicks, completely for views. And it's, I don't know. I mean, the fruits of it are showing now that we're seeing the preliminary hearings, and she seems to be completely wrong. But I'm curious your guys' thoughts. What do you think? Are you in the Candace cult? Are you out of the Candace cult? Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys like these videos, please like and subscribe and comment below. Peace.